From the right, I'm Mark Hard.
And from the left, I'm Pivo.
You've crossed the border into Hard Nation. Now, we're not doing the intro right now,
Nope,
but
not
I'm doing
at
it
all.
just for these people that are watching.
Oh, great.
We're going to go right into our interview.
So thrown off balance by what I considered to be a boneheaded mistake.
Oh, yes. Total boneheaded mistake.
Yeah.
How will we ever recover? Now, I want to say thank you for your service, Sean Spicer.
My pleasure.
Oh.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Oh.
You gotta be so happy.
Oh well, yeah. No, I'm in an interesting transition in my role in the Trump administration.
You no longer have a role in the Trump administration.
Well-
you resigned it.
I resigned my formal post as of now, and I'm waiting for the team to figure out how they want to use me next. I'm still part of the Trump team. I'm still pro-Trump. They respect me. They like me. They're gonna use me.
No one ever liked you in that administration.
No,
It was
well-
so painfully obvious from the very beginning.
Those guys talk tough. Those are cool guys. You know, I mean, they talk a lot of trash.
No, the premise the premise is terrible. There's no one cool in that administration.
You don't know them. You don't know them. It's like it's just
Okay.
it's like a bunch of cool dudes. It's like a cool softball team. Like, hey, they bust my balls. They bust my balls all
You
over the
can't
place.
posit that something is cool and then use an example of the uncoolest thing in the entire world.
There's nothing
softball.
cooler than a softball team. Nothing cooler.
Do you play in
ever
a
been in a
softball
good
team?
softball team? What's
I
that?
can't. No.
I'm
Baseball, never softball.
currently auditioning for several softball teams.
I'm
Wait
a
a minute,
mascot.
auditioning.
I'm auditioning. They put me up in front of a camera. Somebody kind of looks at my swing.
You read
and-
a slate?
Yeah, I
or,
slate. I read some signs. You know, and when an opening opens up on one of these softball teams, they'll call me in. I'm a great backup right fielder, and I'm not a bad desperation
What kind
first
of
baseman.
softball team is it?
It's a co-ed nonprofit.
So there's space on the roster if they want you.
well, I
There's
mean,
no budget involved.
yeah, it's not a money issue. Just but
Right,
there's
of
people,
course
you,
not.
You got to pay your dues for these things.
Now,
Look,
Pete, I think you got to give this man some space. You just ran right, you slid down his throat with aspersions about people not liking him.
Yeah.
I think people love him.
I am in good standing in the Trump administration. I'm sure right now they are talking about me. They are thinking about me. How do we get Sean back in here?
Now, Sean,
Do
I
you
want to
think before you die, the thing that you'll see is a clip of you in that ill-fitting suit on Inauguration Day, screaming at the press like an actual lunatic?
Hey, look, things got out of hand here and
What was
there.
going on with that suit?
I think that suit fit great. Actually, it was a different fit, and I had it retailored to look like that.
It was a large suit. It was really big.
I'm a fan of 1980s fashions. I like David Byrne and Stop Making Sense.
Yeah, let's talk about Stop Making Sense for a second.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Talk
apparently,
about anything else.
well, first of all, David Byrne is a genius, and I think that even people on
Jonathan
the
Demme's
left,
a genius.
Well, that's
absolutely,
true.
and
All
together,
of us would agree on that.
So do you know that one of the reasons that they had so many jogging motifs in Stop Making Sense was because of the jogging trend in the 80s?
Yes, that's right.
Almost unspeakably dumb point to make.
Most
That
of the
is-
Talking Heads motifs were hardcore 80s.
No,
His big shoulder pads. You don't notice it, but in Stop Making Sense, he's wearing Reeboks for a lot of the sets.
Cool.
And it's one of my favorite movies. One of my top influences for me as a political mover and shaker is the concert film Stop Making Sense.
Absolutely. And I
We
want to
don't-
say
we-
that.
let's not dig into that.
No, I think we should, because here's the thing. Stop Making Sense is bona fide genius. It's genius
Absolutely.
filmmaker.
Absolutely.
I mean, the fact that you love a thing called Stop Making Sense should surprise
But
absolutely
Pete,
no
just
one.
because we have two dyed-in-the-wool conservatives here talking about a wonderful film,
You're
and then
not a
you
dyed-in-the-wool
knee-jerk-
anything except for an
knee-jerk do
idiot.
not like it. I think that it shows how the dialogue is broken down in our country.
We're just
Why do-
polarized.
Just polarized.
Every conservative loves Stop Making Sense, and every liberal just has a knee-jerk, hey,
I don't have
get
any
it,
opinion
I
on
don't
it.
get
I just don't want to hear your opinion on it.
Well, because the dialogue, what happened to the dialogue
What happened to
here?
the dialogue?
Well,
Let's
let's
just have
talk
a
about
talk
let's
about
talk
it.
about the last 7 months of your life.
Great. Everything's been, I think they're going great. I mean, I'm really happy with the last 7
So
months.
I want to say
Wait
that
a minute, what?
I think
You're-
everything's gone great. I mean, like,
you may be the most pilloried member of the Trump administration besides Trump himself.
they bust my balls. Those guys love me. I
Cool
am
guys.
loved.
Yeah.
Cool guys.
Now,
I
what
am
was-
loved in that administration.
So Trump very famously would just berate you and tell you that he thought your performance was awful.
He talks tough. He cuts to the chase. I've always, to me, I took that as a sign of affection. I remember once he called me in his office and he looked up and he said, "Tom," and I said, "It's Sean." He goes, "Whatever." He goes, "You're an asshole," and I said, "I love this," and that was the end of the talk. And I thought that
what
was
is it
great.
about your life that makes you think that is affectionate behavior?
I just think, hey, guys being
Boys
guys,
will be boys?
guys being
Yeah.
guys. Like it's like you don't get it. That's the way like guys talk to each other when they like each other. Like when a guy likes you, he says you're an asshole. When a guy likes you, he goes on
That's how it works.
national television and says you could be doing better.
So
And
now,
what a terrible
but see,
performance.
the left wants everyone's penis to be sanded off,
Of
and when your
course.
penis is sanded off and you're smooth,
like a Ken doll.
like a Ken doll.
The penis thing is only a thing my brother ever brings
Yes,
up. No one on the left who's ever sat in the studio has ever brought up removing anyone's penis.
Well, this is what they want to do. They secretly wink at each other and they say, "Let's remove these penises."
It's unspoken.
and it's like what you said, a Dr. Ken doll for on ABC's Dr. Ken.
Is that
on the
what you
right,
said?
when you're in a conservative,
A Dr. Kendall would be a nightmare.
Dr. Ken doll is everybody's dream. Hopefully with one of the cords you can pull out and then like just really fun
And then
things.
Ken
get said.
Jeong says, what does he say when you pull the cord?
He says, hey, what happened to Community or whatever?
Yeah.
I think it had a very difficult road at the end.
Were you a
is
fan
what
of
happened
Community?
to it.
Huge fan.
Really? What did you like the meta stuff?
That's why I was in it for the genre parodies, the meta stuff. Hey, I grew up on TV. So I want TV. I'm ahead of it. If
And,
you don't,
and almost mind-bogglingly generic statement. I grew up on TV.
I grew up on TV.
It's just a shame. I just wish that
There's almost no one born after maybe the 50s or 60s who didn't grow up on TV.
I think it says a lot about my personality that I watched television
Yeah.
as a child.
And you had
I
a-
also ate microwave food, and I liked cars. So that I think you know a lot about me when I say
That's
those
a
three
lot.
things.
It's a lot of American things
I've
right
narrowed
there.
myself down a lot.
And I just think it's a shame that the left doesn't support Community the way that the conservatives do.
all
The
the
TV
dads,
show Community?
Yes.
Community, yeah. The right likes it, the conservatives like it, dads
I
like
liked
it,
that show.
and young hip people, they don't get it. They just knee jerk, they walk away from it.
Wow.
They don't like Community. They're too busy with their Big Bang Theory or whatever the left is watching.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
They
what?
just like trash, I have to say. They like just drivel.
Well, they like it easy. They like their comedy nice and easy.
They don't want things too complex.
Well, I'd be hanging out with Trump, and I'd be like, "Hey, don't you think that Tim and Eric does a lot of great stuff?" And he'd be like, "Who are you?" And he'd kick me out, and I'd be like, "This is hilarious." Once Trump got me, and he started, you know the thing when you slap the back of somebody's neck, rednecks. He would like lick his hand and then slap the back of my neck until it hurt, and it was bright red, and I would just laugh and laugh and laugh, and I can't wait till they find a place for me again.
That sounds, honestly, and I'm not even trying to be pedantic, that sounds like the most physical activity he ever did.
Yeah, well, he was way more active than you think. He
Oh, really? Can you
Yeah.
tell us about some of his physical activity?
put me in a headlock, give me a noogie. He would grab the back of my tighty whities and yank him up until my penis was shrunk, and he'd be like, "This is what the liberals want to do," and I'd laugh, and he'd be like, "You are right, you are right." Kellyanne
Wait,
Conway
until
would
your
come
penis
in.
shrunk?
Yeah. It would restrain my penis, bind it, sort of the way like regressive Korean societies would bind the girl's feet.
yeah.
Yes.
Um,
and of course,
So
if
wait
you
a
want,
minute, he would bind your penis
Yeah.
by
My
grabbing a
penis
hold of your-
penis was bound the entire time I worked for the Trump administration. And when they find a new role for me, I'll bind my penis again.
And
So
also,
you've
can I-
unbound it right now.
Right now, it's unbound.
How do you feel?
Terrible.
and,
I feel unloved and I feel not listened to.
can I
think
jump
those
in
feelings are not connected.
real quick here? I want to jump in and say this is a good time to donate to Hard Against Foot Binding, which of course is our
donate to
foot binding
Don't donate to that.
charity. If you go over,
Mark uses the money to buy shoes for himself.
I need shoes to get to the anti-foot binding rallies.
Because one of his feet is a little swollen.
I'll absolutely donate to that rally. Anti-foot binding?
Hard Against Foot Binding.
Yeah, hard against foot binding. Thank God someone's talking about it.
I mean,
So what would Kellyanne do to you?
Kellyanne would come in and she'd open up my mouth and then like stick her fingers in my mouth and rattle my tonsils like a little speed bag.
that makes perfect
She'd-
sense to me. I'd imagine she has incredibly long fingers.
She'd be like, "You're a little man. You're a little man. You're a little man," and I would,
And she would-
and I'd be like, "This is great. I'm part of the group."
and she would sort of speed bag your
Yeah,
uvula. That's what you're saying?
yeah. Speed
With
bag
her
my
po-
uvula.
Yeah, with her pointer finger.
Yeah, she had very long fingers. People don't talk enough about that. She's got the fingers of a condor.
I'm just amazed that there's no
Who, of course,
lingering.
I think have wings.
and talons. Condors have wings and talons.
Long talons. The
That is
biggest
true.
wingspan and the longest talon span. Condors have the biggest talon span. And if you say otherwise, you're full of shit.
You love birds and South American birds specifically.
I love South American birds. I love the bird of paradise, which is also a flower.
Birds of paradise are fun.
Birds of Paradise are great, and the Amazon rainforest is just a beautiful thing, and it's inspired me a lot. It's inspired me almost as much as Stop Making Sense and Reebok sneakers, which I'm wearing now.
Oh, these are nice. Oh, we just
Thank
threw
you.
them up on the
There you
table
go.
here.
Check them out, boys.
Wow, are these Jumpmans?
A surprising amount of dexterity.
Yeah, these
Are you a
Jumpmans.
sneakerhead?
I'm a big sneakerhead.
What are some new?
Oh my god! I wish someone would throw me out the window of this studio.
What are some new sneakers that are coming up that we should keep our eyes out for?
Well, I don't like any of the current ones because they're not flashy enough for me.
Oh, you love a flashy sneak.
I love the more elaborate and loud the sneaker, the better. This, I mean,
Like
I
Poppy
still want
Bush's socks.
I still want.
He
Yes,
loves those loud socks.
I
George
still want it-
H.W. Bush.
I still want it stylish, okay, but I want it announce my presence. I want a little swag.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Has that always been the case for you? Because I don't think in your 7 or 8 months in the public consciousness you've impressed that upon people.
All I do is swag. I'm the swaggiest member of the Trump administration.
The most swaggy?
Who's second and third?
Second swaggiest, Kellyanne. Third, Bannon.
Bannon is
Well,
swaggy.
he actually is swaggy.
Yeah, Trump's. Donnie's 6 or 7, I would say.
One thing I really like about Steve Bannon is how he'll unbutton his shirt down pretty far.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. Do you?
Yeah.
Why would he?
He unbuttons his shirt. He looks like a divorced 8th grade science teacher, and that is a compliment.
I think it's a great look. Have you ever been in a hot tub with just Bannon and Trump?
I wasn't allowed, but I did bring them snacks when they were in the hot tub together.
Oh, this hits on a thing that I think must have been very difficult for you in your time in the Trump
Okay.
administration.
I mean, I had
they
a
did
great
a lot
time
of
the whole
things.
time, so I
well,
don't know
you're
what you're saying,
lying.
but difficult
Of course,
time.
you're lying.
Not
Yeah.
lying.
And you were made to watch or be left out of many, many things.
I mean, I was paying my dues.
You
and
never
being
met
hazed.
the Pope. That hurt you.
And you really wanted to meet the Pope.
I wanted
too.
to meet the Pope, but hey, when the time is right, I'll get to meet the Pope.
It's not going to happen for you.
Well, we don't know what job I'm going to get when they bring me back in. They're probably sweating it right now, like how they're going to use me.
So, but you
Pope,
you
you think they're
quit.
going to give you
Pope
a,
meter,
a
maybe
Pope-related
Pope
job?
I hope to
You
get
think
a
you're going to be the
Pope-related
Pope
job.
meter?
I would like to be the Pope greeter and meter.
Oh, Pope greeter.
Yeah.
I think he said the Pope meter, like METER, like some.
Oh, no,
Oh, like an instrument that you put up to someone and it either says
How
like,
much
oh,
are they,
the
Pope?
How Pope are they?
Not the
Do you
Pope.
think-
To measure popishness?
Is there a way?
This Pope
to,
is great.
Yeah. Can
This
you?
Pope is full Pope. If I met the
Yeah.
Pope, I guarantee you, I don't even need an instrument. I know that he's a full Pope.
Well,
What
it's
about Cardinal
regalia?
Ratzinger, the old one?
Well, he's
or whatever his name was.
He's like 3/4 Pope.
Because he used to be Pope.
Because he used to
and
be
left.
Pope. Yeah.
Little baby Nazi.
Ratzinger.
Yeah.
Hey, so this brings up. You said that even Hitler wouldn't use chemical weapons.
That's
I thought
right.
you were
He
going to say
never
even
did.
Hitler sings the blues. That would have been fun.
Yeah, even Hitler's. Well, I'm sure Hitler did sing the blues. He had bad days. Yeah, even Hitler didn't use chemical weapons.
And of
Try
course
and
that's-
find an incidence of him using chemical weapons. Try and find. You see in World War I when they would fire mustard gas into the trenches. And it was
Yes.
one of the most devastatingly terrible chemicals. There was never a
Awful.
time.
Now, that's of course
Hitler-
a different war.
Hitler never. Is that true?
World War I was continuation.
Hitler's
What was the
War-
name?
Hitler's
What was
big-
the name of the Hitler War?
The Hitler War. They call it
That's two.
World War II.
That's
Is that
World War
right?
II,
They
yeah.
do say that.
My bad. Anyway, Hitler never used chemical weapons. There's a couple
What about
things.
the gas chamber?
Well, Hitler never
about
did these
Auschwitz?
things. Hitler
You never heard of those?
Well, he never targeted races. Like, in today's polarized environment, it's all about like demographic this and where are the women in this writing room and where's this representation. Even Hitler
Wait a
never.
minute, what?
Wait,
even
you
Hitler.
bringing up writing
Where
rooms?
are
Writer
the
rooms.
women in this writer's
What
room?
is so? How do writers?
Are
rooms
you
work?
setting sail for Hollywood, Sean Spicer?
I read a lot of think pieces online, and I think that when people try to establish territory by like where are the women, where are the POCs, I'm like, you're not getting at the issue. It's just what's funniest. And Hitler never isolated people
boy.
according to ethnic group or racist.
But
never. Did.
Now I have to say because
Hitler was a meritocracy.
I don't know. I think Hitler actually presided over one of the largest genocides.
Hitler's one of the
human
worst
history.
people ever. I'm not a fan of Hitler, but I'm saying the reason he was successful in his own twisted way was he never reduced people just to their ethnic background or racial background. It was just pure ability.
Is that your Ford Taurus in the parking lot that has a bumper sticker that says Hitler was a meritocracy?
Yes. I'm selling those bumper stickers, and I've sold one.
Who did you
that
sell
Ford
it to?
Taurus is full of bumper stickers. I have no idea how you see out of it.
I'm inspired by Donnie. He tweets, I bumper stick. I put on 4 or 5 bumper stickers a day.
Who did you sell it to?
I sold that one bumper sticker to Judd Apatow.
Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
The guy that made This Is 40?
Did
Love
he
him.
buy it as a goof?
I don't know. He bought Hitler's. He's like, "Are you selling these?" And I was like, "Yes." I was on the street.
Now, this is a controversial statement.
What street?
Hollywood and Highland. I
And
was
he
trying to
bought
get
it?
a picture with Spider-Man. And he came up to me, and I was trying to sell these bumper stickers. And Judd Apatow, this is like maybe 2 months ago. Judd Apatow
Wait a
came
minute.
up.
In
2
the
months
midst
ago.
of your work and the Trump administration.
They told me to take a walk. They said, Tom, get out of here. And I was like, it's Sean.
that is not your name.
And I said, it's Sean. And I took a break. And I went for a walk. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a weekend. I need a break.
And you came to Hollywood and Highland.
I want to get a picture with Spider-Man.
It's very easy to do that. All you have to do is give whomever
Yeah.
it might be who's playing Spider-Man in that area
there
a
might-
little bit of money.
And there's multiple Spider-Man.
I
out
couldn't
there.
close the deal, but I was trying to do it, and I sold.
You
the book.
weren't able to get the photo?
Isn't
They
that
were-
a good indication that no one likes you? Even
This-
a person who performs only for tips and needs your adoration?
These particular Spider-Men who refused to talk to me and walked away from me when I was waving 20s in their faces.
There were multiple Spider-Man.
They were just busting my balls. You guys don't get ball busting. It's a thing that guys do when they like each other. When a guy, when an alpha, when the big dog in the room likes you, he busts your balls. Like when I walked into Donnie's office.
You seem like the kind of person who watched Porky's, and it really...
Porky's is maybe the funniest movie I've ever seen. It's the funniest, most truthful movie. It addresses the differences between men and women. It addresses the logistics of having holes in locker rooms.
These have really
it's a great
shaped your
film.
worldview.
Hey, it's one of the highest grossing movies of the 80s, so if you don't like it,
You
I think...
seem a little stuck in the 80s.
I don't think so. Where's the beef is what I say to that.
Why would you? Where's the beef?
That is, where's the beef?
The most famous commercial from the 80s.
I
is
just
Where's the
say,
Beef?
my question to you is, where's the beef? Why do you think I'm stuck in the
Wait,
80s?
out of context.
I don't think that's
I
out of
can't
context. I'm
understand-
answering your accusation that I'm stuck in the 80s.
No, your
my
answer-
response is, where's the beef?
That makes absolutely no
It makes
sense.
hey,
I'm honestly
take a
used to
moonwalk.
dealing with one of the dumbest people in the entire world, and that is shocking to me.
I don't think so. Take a moonwalk and think about it, all right? You
a
sound
moon-
like Milo Bloom.
Milo Bloom.
What is a Milo Bloom?
Star of Bloom County?
Oh, yeah.
Star of Bloom County,
Star
not
of Bloom,
Opus.
because a
not
lot-
Opus. You don't read
Opus is
Bloom
the
County?
Our Opus is the star of Bloom County.
He took
Bloom
over,
County.
but Milo is the
Is this a
central
comic book
protagonist.
It's a comic strip, Pete. Who's the dumb one now?
You sound like a fucking idiot
You
right
fucking
now.
moron.
You fucking jerk.
Oh, we're getting FCC violations all over this. You fucking
I mean,
idiot.
here's
Hey,
the
who cares?
world class.
One of the advantages of having right now a temporary reprieve from the Trump administration is I'm not upheld to FCC standards temporarily
Now you-
until they bring
would
me
never
back.
again. You're never going
Sean,
back.
I got to
They'll
stick
bring
you
me
to this.
back.
'cause
Those guys miss me.
we're known for our hard-hitting interviews, and I never let anything
We're
slide
not.
by.
You let
Now-
everything slide
now-
by because you don't understand
Sean,
even the most basic things.
Now, you quit. You famously quit
Sure.
over Anthony Scaramucci.
Yes, I
who
don't
we
like
all love.
Scaramucci. Scaramucci, I think they could do a little better than Scaramucci. I didn't approve
Why
of
is
him.
that?
I just think he's not. I don't think he busts enough balls.
You don't think he busts
Wait,
enough
his
balls?
principal thing is he breaks balls.
Yeah, he said
Not
that
in my-
he's not Sean Bannon. He's not trying to suck his own. And I'm going to use a word now that is. So if you're a kid, please turn this off.
Yeah, not before when we were.
He's for
dropping
sure
F-bombs.
not Sean Bannon.
So-
He definitely is not
Sorry,
Sean Bannon.
Steve. Did I say Sean Bannon?
Don't worry about it.
Steve
I love
Bannon.
it. I would love to be associated with
So
Steve Bannon.
Steve Bannon said, "I'm not Steve Bannon. I don't suck my own." All right, kids, turn this off. Turn off the radio.
Our audience is mostly children.
Yeah, our audience is 90% children, and they're
Crawl
very
into their parents' cars and turn on the Sirius.
yeah. So turn it off. Cock.
Yes.
Now
That-
turn it back on.
I love that. I wanted more of that. I met with Scaramucci, and I was like, let me see if this guy's for real, okay? Because I guess he's going to be my boss if he gets hired. So I'll talk to him, and Donnie likes him. I'm going to give him a shot. Went in and talked to him, and I walked in, and I was like, hey, Scaramucci, my name's Sean Spicer. He was like, I know who you are. And I said, bust my balls. And he goes, what are you talking about? I said, hit me right in the balls.
Wait, that was busting balls means
Wait
like
a minute.
taking the piss out of
Wait a
people,
minute, what?
joking around.
It means that,
Taking the
and
piss.
at the
That's a little
highest level, it
European of
means thrusting your fist right into their balls.
so
And
you
I was like,
asked Scaramucci to do this.
yeah, and I was like, punch me in the balls. If you're for real, you'll punch me. Because I'm not comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
I was like,
'Cause
punch me in
Italians
the
can hit
balls.
hard.
I was like, yeah, hit me as hard as you can in the balls. He's like, I don't want to. I said, hit me like an Italian would. I said, all conservatives know that Italians are good at one thing, and that's punching people in the balls. And he wouldn't do it. And then I said, this guy's not for real. I don't want this guy. And I went into Donnie's office, and I was like, I refuse to work for this
You
guy.
found him to be a little weak.
He's weak.
You're saying he was too weak, so it was.
He's
because
not
it would-
aggressive enough. He's not crude enough for me.
Wow.
You like a real sort of
I mean,
ribald-
I read the New Yorker interview, and I was like, this is a good starting place. This is a good baseline.
But he called Reince Priebus a kids. If you're still listening and you didn't turn it off the first time, turn it off again. Mm-hmm. A fucking paranoid schizophrenic.
yeah.
All right, kids, turn it back on.
A paranoiac, which I'm not sure.
Did he say paranoiac?
Yeah.
He's busting
He
his
said
balls.
after that, he said a paranoiac.
A real paranoid. Maybe it was a joke.
He's busting balls.
Have you ever done cocaine before? You just want to push all the words together.
I've never done cocaine or had a drink.
Is that true?
That's true.
Wow.
Well, good for you.
Impressive.
Yeah, well, I'm devoted. You know, and trust me, they would bust my balls over that.
Why they all are they? Well, Trump doesn't drink.
Trump doesn't drink. No, Donnie doesn't drink, but he used to. When he was a younger man, he would tie
Call
one
him
on.
Donnie. It feels like you have a very affectionate.
We're friends. Me and Donnie are
You're
friends.
not. Yeah.
All right,
Donnie
well,
likes me.
We got to go
Is this
to a
episode
commercial.
over? Is it over?
No, we're not done, but we got to go
Do you
to
want me to leave? Do you want me to
no.
walk out of here? I don't mind.
He's
need me to leave?
He's moonwalking to the door. Don't leave yet.
Oh my God.
I'm used to being kicked out of rooms.
Now, when we come back, we're going to talk to Sean more about some of the greatest hits of his short career
Still
as
going.
press secretary.
It's still going.
It's over. You submitted your resignation.
Great.
So sorry it was late, guys.
It's all right.
No worries.
Good to see you.
I had my wires crossed. I thought it was 2:30.
Oh, it's all right. Let's just bump right back into it.
We'll bump right back in.
Thanks, Kevin.
You got it. Let me know.
Thanks, dude.
I'll stop the video. Great. Did you see just the news that happened like the last hour?
Priebus is
Yeah.
out.
Priebus is out, and also Scaramucci's wife is leaving him.
Really? I don't think Scaramucci will be around by the time this
She's
episode's
beautiful.
And he's highly
He pulled out of Politicon.
He pulled out of Politicon, and yeah, his wife officially filed for divorce. So that is the
God.
news.
Oh my
Well,
God.
I mean,
All right, we are back with former press secretary Sean Spicer. Now, Sean,
Former and probably future.
where do you see your career going? If say the Trump administration doesn't bring you back
Okay,
with open
they
arms,
will.
what else
but let's,
can you do?
Let's say they take a little break. Maybe it's not until his second term. Well, I'm interested.
you've got to be smarter than that.
I'm interested in doing
You're
some.
free now. Can you just tell the truth?
Yeah, hey, I'm telling you the truth. I feel free to speak even more candidly than I was, and I always felt free to speak candidly. Everything I said up there was my own thoughts and opinions.
Really?
Yes.
So when you famously said that it was the largest gathering at a presidential inauguration
It was.
history,
it was
period.
Yes.
But we know that it wasn't.
Well, I'm counting proxies.
Proxies.
People were there standing in for people who couldn't make it.
So you say
Oh,
one
so if
person
I
counted
was there
as multiple.
and I had a 9-person family.
yeah, you're like,
counting
but
them.
they're working. They're busy keeping America great. You're just there. You count as 9.
Okay.
All right, from
So-
a certain point of view, that
Yeah, so
checks out.
I'm counting proxies.
Uh-huh. Okay, and there's logic there. It doesn't mean
So,
it's true, but
yeah,
it makes sense to you.
it makes sense that all inauguration population crowds, you always include proxies.
So you're saying that when Obama
You
he had
count-
more
you-
people, technically, you weren't counting his or the people
You
didn't
were
have as
counting
many proxies.
There weren't as many proxies
Why was because everyone came that wanted to come.
because they're scared. They knew like this isn't going to last. This guy's not competent, and so we better all show up and enjoy it while it lasts.
Well, that makes sense.
Trump's
I
people
buy
are
that.
more confident. They're like, we got time. We
See-
got 2 or 3 more terms coming.
See, this is. I think what happens with the liberals is that someone says something in the administration that on the face maybe isn't.
Well, it
quote,
just
unquote,
doesn't
true.
dovetail to the exact like
Yeah.
cross the T's, dot the I's that the liberals like love.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
you
an
dig a little
objective
bit.
version of the truth.
What's
There's
that?
what is
An
a-
objective version of the
But
truth.
you're always
That's not how I
you're
put
always
it.
talking about subjective of truth and people being able to define themselves, and I think that's what Sean's doing. He's in a way the way he thinks about things is the way all liberals think about things.
Are you familiar with this philosophy called Buddhism?
Sure.
Have you heard of it?
Siddhartha Buddha.
Yeah.
Pete, have you heard of him?
Have you heard of Siddhartha Buddha?
Yeah, we've had a what was it called? Some Buddha. On
Oh yeah, we did have a bodhisattva on.
Yes.
Great.
Right after the election.
Then you know about it. Reality is the narrative that you put on it. There is no objective truth. And the liberals like their one narrative, that healthcare is a thing that is a good idea, and conservatives like another narrative, and there's no such thing as an objective truth.
Do you want to be the Easter Bunny again?
Huh?
Do you want to be the Easter Bunny again?
I'd love to be the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
I thought you were cute in
You
that.
made
too.
a fantastic Easter
No,
Bunny.
I think so too. I was a great Easter Bunny.
I want to talk about something here that I haven't
I was
talked
dressed up
about
as the Easter
before.
Bunny this morning.
I was
Wait a minute. Why? Just
Just
for
at home.
kicks?
morning?
Just at home.
So when you wake up in the morning, walk us through your routine. You get up.
Now that I'm on a temporary reprieve from the Trump administration,
you're
or during the
forever
administration?
unemployable
You
based
quit.
on
Currently,
having
during my
savaged your
temporary
career.
reprieve, which I haven't even checked my email, could be over now. I might be brought back already. But right now, on my temporary reprieve, I get up, put on the Easter Bunny costume, do some yoga, unbind
In
my
the Easter
balls.
Bunny
Oh my
stuff.
God.
Yeah, unbind my balls.
Wait a minute, you bind them at night?
At night, I bind them. At night, I bind up my tighty whities around my balls so
Wow.
close because it makes me feel like
It's
I'm
like a
back in the White
papoose.
House.
It's like a papoose.
Snug.
Or sometimes
swaddling. I swaddle
yeah,
my balls.
You can get
I
weighted
love
blankets.
that word.
Like weighted blankets. It's very comfortable.
balls. I love.
Swaddled?
Swaddling.
Oh, yeah.
Swaddling.
Swaddling is great.
What a
Have you ever
great word.
swaddled yourself or had yourself swaddled?
That's private.
You can have your arms and legs like wrapped around you and swaddled. You can hire people to do it.
I'm just worried that
I
someone will
don't think I think that sounds like a bad idea.
no,
worried
it's
someone
great.
will forget about me.
It's primal. It's like going in. It's like being. It's like warm water. It's bringing you back to your infancy.
Can
state.
I want to admit something.
Okay.
I was playing this game, Super Mario 3D World, for the Nintendo Wii U. This is about 3 years ago.
I've only played Super Mario Brothers, and it's great.
Well,
Honestly, a lot of respect for that.
yeah. So now you talked about how you were in an Easter Bunny outfit.
This morning,
What does this mean this morning? What does it mean that I was attracted to Mario when he was in a cat suit?
it means you're doing great.
Yeah.
That's what it means. It means
Yes,
you're.
I was
Boys
I've
being
never been
boys.
attracted to Mario before,
You're a
But you liked him when he
pansexual.
was a cat.
but I liked him when he was a cat.
Yeah.
You're allowed.
Is that okay?
Probably means you're part Japanese. Those Japanese people.
Oh,
they
well,
love-
that's racist. It probably just means you have some sort of unresolved sexuality that you need to deal with. But it's
probably
not
means
really
you're part
important.
Japanese. The Japanese culture loves and is only sexually aroused by people dressed in anime.
And the
That's,
follow-up question.
of course, not true.
I
Follow-up
watched an
question.
anime.
What's that thing where
You
you
watched an anime?
One.
It sounds like you watched a pornographic anime.
That's right.
Yeah.
What follow-up question? What's that thing where you put a straw in your mouth and then they saran wrap you? Have you ever seen this?
Yeah,
What is that
What?
called?
that's called.
Is that? Do you know the name or
Yeah, it's called sensory super space.
Century Super?
I
What
don't
are
know
you?
what it's called. I don't
What
know
are
what
you
it's called.
talking about? Is
Have you
that
ever
a real
seen this?
thing?
You put a
Yes.
straw in
Absolutely
someone's
not.
mouth.
Yeah.
They lie on a board,
Yeah.
and someone and they put
And they wrap you
saran
in
wrap
plastic.
and they
Yeah,
suck all
the
the
straw
air
is
out.
so you don't suffocate to death.
Why would they do that?
It's like the ultimate swaddling.
Yeah, it's like you're snugly wrapped.
Surrender. I think that would be sort of panic-inducing.
Here's another
I know,
one.
but some
Here's
people
something
like
else I did. I went away for a weekend once. and
Anyone
this,
can do anything they want.
This cost me a pretty penny. I was put into a full body cast, eyes and ears covered, mouth open for breathing purposes, and then put into a second body cast.
Wow.
So there was 2 levels of encasement.
Like this was like Korean fried chicken. They
Yeah.
fry it once, and they glaze it, and they fry it again.
That's right.
So,
So I had
I'm
one
not-
opening.
there's something problematic about that comparison.
I was never more relaxed than when I was in this double body cast.
so it's just a hole around your mouth.
Yeah, and the whole world is just like, you ever put in earplugs and like, sound becomes muted? This was like the most peaceful and serene version of that. I did this for a week during my first tenure working for Trump.
How did you? Wait, you did it for a week.
Wait a minute.
in the
Have
last
you
7
been?
months?
You haven't been there the entire time because you have slowly revealed that for at least 2
I've taken 2
weeks.
trips.
Okay,
I went to
only 2.
Hollywood and
Out.
Highland to try to meet Spiderman, and I couldn't close that deal. And then I went into a full body cast for maybe not a full week, 6 days, like during, it was I forget when, like in March sometime.
Okay.
Wow.
And
So because there was several times where you weren't doing the press briefing in front of cameras,
yeah.
and it seemed a little conspicuous. It was like, oh, is Trump upset with Sean, or
Not
what's
at
going
all.
on?
Not at all. I mean, would he offer criticism? Yes.
What would he
Would
offer?
Well, he would say like, "You're doing a horrible job, and I can't wait to fire you."
But that seems to me like
And you
upset.
think that's just Trump breaking balls?
That's busting balls. That's a guy being a guy. It's I mean, yeah, okay. Did he want me to do better on some things? Sure. But what boss doesn't come to his employee
think what
and say,
you-
"Hey, I've got some feedback." Once he took me to his office and he put me in a headlock and gave me a noogie and he goes, "You like this?" And I said, "I do." And he said, "You like this when it hurts?" I go, "I do, I do." And he said, "You need me." I said, "Yes." And he left. And I was like, "That was a good conversation."
Oh, it
Well,
seems it's
the
abusive.
last one is true,
What's that?
right? You need me.
I did.
You do a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, what was it like? I have to say, one of the great honors was that you were portrayed on Saturday Night Live.
Huge. I loved it.
And I would love to be. I hope one day someone says, "Here's Mark Hard," and we're making fun of him on SNL. I think Kate McKinnon could do a great Mark Hard.
She's so talented.
I
She
mean,
could
she's
totally do-
tremendously gifted.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of the show, and to be
What's your favorite sketch?
my favorite sketch is when Harvey Keitel in 1991 did an increasingly small series of deer heads. Big sketch.
Trying to remember that one.
Harvey Keitel is a scientist who reveals that he has an increasingly small series of deer heads.
You like that a lot.
That's my favorite sketch.
Great.
Second sketch, Ladies Man. That's my second favorite.
Ladies Man is fun and it's durable.
Yeah,
Went on for a long time.
it speaks to any generation.
So, what was it like when you turned on SNL and there was Melissa McCarthy?
I loved her
We love
homage.
Melissa McCarthy.
I loved her homage.
You loved it.
I loved it.
You didn't think it was mean, or
She could
that's
turn it
not how I
down a
interpret it.
little, is what you said, right?
No, I think she should. Did I
That
say
is
that?
what you said. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I said
It's
she could
funny,
turn it.
but she could turn it down.
I think her volume should be lower, but I thought the performance could be a little more broad.
I didn't.
I thought it was a little
More
too
broad.
subtle.
But she literally did part of this skit was when
Yeah.
she pulled up a bunch of like stuffed animals and you were like pretending to use the stuffed animals to communicate something.
Yes.
Which I was confused about because that seemed to have no bearing to anything you had actually done.
I've done that in behind the scenes many times.
Oh, really?
I
So
would
that
dress
was-
up as an Easter bunny, and then I will have little animals, each of them dressed up as different animals than they are, and have them talk to each other. When I'm trying to
is-
work out how I'm going to talk to the press,
I think I could see myself attractive to a deer dressed up as a raccoon.
you wouldn't be alone. That's one of the hottest animal configurations you can have. A deer
That's
dressed up as
something
a
you're
raccoon.
interested in?
I like when daytime animals are dressed up as nighttime animals.
Oh,
the
that is
juxtaposition
fun.
is
Yeah.
like sexy.
What are some of the good ones? So you could have like a moose dressed up like a possum.
Yeah, that would be a good
Oh,
one.
that's okay. Day to night. Yeah.
Cats are nocturnal, so if you have like a robin dressed up as a cat,
Ooh, I like a bird dressed up
bird
as a cat.
which likes the daylight.
Okay,
As a
great.
cat nocturnal.
What
that's
about a
super
puppy
sexy.
dressed as an owl?
Oh, I like
Yeah,
that.
you're thinking
That's
right.
good. And these are all very attractive.
These are very attractive.
I don't. I'm not sure they're attractive. I don't understand.
wait, I thought we were
I don't
talking
understand
about
where
a-
the sexual component comes in.
I don't
I'm
understand it either,
aroused
but it's
right
a
now.
mystery.
I am aroused right now.
Does that
Me
hurt?
too.
Are you bound?
I am currently bound.
Wait, you are. I thought,
So
I
does
thought
it,
you.
is it painful to become aroused?
Yes, my erection is pushing up against my binding tutty whitey.
And is that part of what's appealing to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that Melissa McCarthy did a great job. I loved it. I thought it was an homage. She was busting my balls. I thought she's on my side. I was like, oh, I didn't know she was a supporter. Clearly, she's a supporter.
I don't think she is. Well, President Trump didn't like it, right? I mean, he thought it made you look weak.
and he
'cause
said
you're
it
being
wasn't
played by a
masculine
woman.
because you were being played by a woman. But I'd be honored to be played by a woman. I would like to say, but he thought
Yeah.
it made you look feminine.
Well, Donnie's his job is to improve things. So he's going to isolate on these very small little areas that could be made better.
Sure.
Yeah, all things equal, it would have been nice if a man played me and not a woman.
Yeah.
But hey, it was done with such love, and I've played it and watched it many, many times and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think I didn't know that SNL was on my side, and by the end of that, it's like they're on my side.
They're not.
They would, yeah, because they had you get really angry. You would pull up the podium and run it.
I love that they implied that I was that strong because I've tried to lift that podium and I pulled both
too
my
heavy.
deltoids.
Oh, is that what the extra space in the suit is for? Some muscles?
Yeah, well, I'm assuming I'm going to grow into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At some point.
yeah. I got a pull-up bar the week I got hired in the Trump administration
Oh,
to
yeah.
try to beef up.
I have one of those as well.
Yeah.
And I can't close my bathroom door because of it.
Yeah, I've
You can
I'm
take it down.
I'm up to half.
Half a pull up?
Half a
Yep.
pull-up.
It's tough.
Pull-up is a tremendously difficult thing to do.
Yeah, so I can do
Do
half.
a chin
one.
up.
Yeah.
Chin-ups are easier.
They are easier.
Never heard of them. I'm looking for what I can't wait to see what's next. So what's next in my career if I don't get before I get hired back into the Trump administration?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested in doing some consultancy. I'm like
There's a lot
maybe
of money in that.
teaching some public relations classes over how to address a crowd.
You're
I
very
don't-
bad at that.
I don't think a lot of people have had jobs as tough as I've had, so I think I
That's
could
true.
give some perspective on how to deal with a hostile press.
But you weren't. You would acknowledge that you didn't have the most successful run at that.
I don't think there's anything I would do differently if I could do it over. I think it
Not a
would-
thing.
Not a thing.
Yeah, because like something that
I
the
went
left
out there every day and did my job great. And I think Trump's ratings show it.
You
That's true.
compromised yourself from day one.
Not at all.
The very first thing you said made you into a joke.
What did I say the first thing?
The inauguration stuff.
I stand by it. Counting proxies. I think I underestimated.
Yeah.
I think I underestimated how many people. Counting proxies, I think there was probably, I don't know, 500 million people there.
Wow. That's
I was under when I said it was just merely one of the most successful inaugurations ever. I was just trying to be conservative.
so.
I think there was counting proxies 500 million people at the inauguration.
If there's one thing, and I know this is hard to do, I have trouble finding something that we could do different with the Trump administration. But if you were president for one day,
Oh my
if
God,
there was
what
a
a dream.
President Spicer,
What a dream!
what
Can
would
you imagine a president who chews gum? Even in this world where our president is so despicable, a president who chews this much gum feels like unlikely.
I mean, if you have a lot of energy and you have to burn it off somehow, I don't see why gum chewing is a
calories.
character defect. Yeah, you're burning calories.
So what would you do? President Spicer, it's your first day in office.
I'm thrilled.
Thank you for coming to the White House. We're honored to have you.
Hi, thanks for having me.
I'm the White House. I'm the Sergeant at Arms.
Thanks for meeting me here.
Is it cool to keep me on?
Is it cool to keep me on?
Yes, I'd be honored to keep you on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So this is the phone.
This one right here.
Yeah, it'll go out to your secretary.
Okay, great.
So do you need? We're going to do a lunch order.
Here.
This is a start.
Here, I'm going to pull down my pants.
rudimentary. No.
I want you to kick me in the balls.
No.
What?
Sergeant, you're my sergeant at arms?
Yes, but it's an honorary position. I haven't kicked anyone in years.
I need this or I can't be president. Call me a piece of shit.
Sir, Mr. President, I couldn't.
Call me a piece of shit. Call me a piece of shit and you mean it.
Mr. President, you, sir, are a piece of shit.
Oh, God.
I'm going to kick you in your balls.
Do it. Do it.
This is so clearly sexual.
Yes. Yes.
Mr. President!
What?
Mario's here and he's in a cat suit.
Oh, my God.
That was your thing.
Yes.
I know, Pete. I want something for
Oh,
me.
I love it.
So,
Oh, I love it. Where everybody knows your name. Bum, bum, bum,
That's
bum.
80s,
And
right?
you're always glad you came. Bum, bum, bum.
I got a
Honestly-
girlfriend that's better than that.
Honestly, that would be less embarrassing than our current president.
All right. Well, Sean, we have to go, but I just want to say best of luck, and I do hope
Thank
you
you.
get back in the administration.
It's going to happen.
I think
it's
you
a
did
matter of when.
You did a tremendous job.
I have no idea what to say to you because your level of delusion is so high.
Thank you for your respect.
I do not respect you.
Okay. That's fun. Awesome. Thanks for watching on YouTube.com.
Oh, thanks
a
for
great
watching.
video sharing service.
It's going to go places. It really works.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Mm-hmm.